The conference room went silent when I walked on stage. 300 dentists, hygienists, and dental suppliers stopped mid-applause. Tyler's smile froze on his face. The crystal award in his hand caught the spotlight, throwing tiny rainbows across his shocked expression. I reached into my purse and pulled out a small recording device. "Congratulations on your award, Tyler," I said into the microphone. My voice didn't shake. "I think everyone should hear what kind of family practice you really run." I pressed play. Tyler's voice filled the ballroom. "These idiots will pay for anything if you scare them enough. A crown fell out? That's a $2,000 emergency. They don't know any better." Someone gasped. I didn't stop the recording, because what came next would destroy everything. My name is Cassidy Brooks. I'm 27 years old, and 6 months ago I thought I had a pretty good life. I worked as a medical billing specialist at Regional Health Partners. It wasn't exciting, but I was good at it. Really good. I could spot insurance fraud from a mile away, knew every billing code by heart, and understood how medical systems worked better than most doctors. My coworkers called me the Bloodhound. Tyler and I had been married for 5 years. We met in college. He was in dental school. I was studying healthcare administration. He was charming, ambitious, handsome. Everyone said we were perfect together. We had a daughter, Maya. She was 4 years old, with Tyler's dark hair and my blue eyes. She was my whole world. Every morning, she'd climb into bed with me and ask if we could have pancakes. Every night, she'd make me read Goodnight Moon 3 times before she'd sleep. Our house in Ashburn was small but nice. 3 bedrooms, a backyard with a swing set, a kitchen where I'd learned to make Tyler's favorite meals. Tyler had his dental practice, Hartley Family Dentistry, that he'd opened 3 years ago with his business partner Marcus. It was doing well. Really well. I'd given up a job offer in Washington, D.C. to stay in Virginia when Tyler opened the practice. The salary would have been $20,000 more per year, but Tyler said he needed me here. So I stayed. I supported his dream. Everything seemed fine. But I should have known better. It started with the fitness tracker. Tyler had gotten obsessed with working out 6 months earlier. He bought an expensive watch that tracked his heart rate, steps, calories, everything. A $600 Apple Watch that he charged to our joint credit card without asking me first. "I need to get in shape," he'd said. "I'm turning 32 next year. I can't let myself go." I thought it was a midlife crisis thing. A lot of men in their 30s suddenly decide they need to look like they did in college. I didn't mind. If working out made him happy, that was fine. He even gave me access to his health app. "Keep me accountable, babe," he'd said, kissing my forehead. "Make sure I'm hitting my goals. You know I need that extra push." So I checked it. Not every day, but sometimes. Usually when I was bored at work, scrolling through my phone during lunch breaks. That's when I noticed the pattern. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m., Tyler's heart rate would spike. Not exercise spike, 140, 150, sometimes 160 beats per minute. For 20 to 30 minutes. Then it would drop back to normal. The location? The Riverside Inn. 15 miles from his dental office. In the opposite direction from any gym I knew about. I sat at my desk at work, staring at my phone. My hands felt cold. My coffee went cold in my cup. Around me, my coworkers talked and laughed, but I couldn't hear them anymore. Maybe he was working out at a gym nearby. Maybe he'd found a new CrossFit place and just forgot to tell me. Maybe the location tracker was wrong. Those things glitched sometimes, right? But something in my stomach said otherwise. That night at dinner, I asked casually, "How was your workout today?" Tyler didn't look up from his phone. "Good. Tough. Did an extra set of weights." "Which gym did you go to?" He paused. Just for a second. "The usual one." "Why?" "Just curious. Making sure you're staying consistent." He smiled. Always looking out for me. But he hadn't gone to the gym. His heart rate spike was at 2 p.m. The gym he claimed to go to was in the opposite direction. And gyms don't charge room fees. I excused myself to the bathroom and threw up. I did what I do best. I investigated. The next morning, I woke up early. Tyler was still asleep. Maya was still asleep. The house was quiet except for the hum of the refrigerator. I pulled up our joint credit card statements on my laptop. I'd always handled our finances. Tyler said he was too busy with the practice. He never even looked at the statements. Just trusted me to pay the bills on time. That trust was about to become his biggest mistake. I filtered the charges by merchant name, Riverside Inn. There they were. Charges to the Riverside Inn. Always on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Always the same amount. $189. Room 314, according to the itemized receipt I requested from the credit card company. They emailed it within minutes. Another perk of being good with medical billing, I knew how to request documentation. $189 each time. I counted back through 3 months of statements. 14 visits over the past 3 months. That was $2,646 of our money spent on hotel rooms. Money I'd been saving from my paychecks. Money I thought was going toward Maya's college fund or our mortgage or family vacations. Instead, it was funding Tyler's affair. My breathing got shallow. My chest felt tight. I closed my office door and sat in the dark for 10 minutes, just staring at the numbers on the screen. Room 314. Tuesday and Thursday. 2 p.m. Like clockwork. Like routine. Like something that had been planned. I thought about confronting him. Walking upstairs, waking him up, throwing the laptop in his face and screaming until the neighbors called the police. But then I thought about Maya, about the divorce that would follow, about Tyler's expensive lawyer that his parents would pay for, about how he'd spin this into making me look crazy. Your Honor, my wife went through my private accounts.
She's obsessed.
She's controlling. She won't let me have any freedom. I could already hear it. Then I did something that surprised even me. I didn't confront him. I kept watching. Because if Tyler had taught me anything in 5 years of marriage, it was this. Preparation beats emotion every single time. I knew who she was within a week. Betrayal Davidson, 24 years old. Pharmaceutical sales rep for Medix Core Solutions. She visited Tyler's practice every 2 weeks to pitch new products, teeth whitening systems, anesthetics, sterilization equipment. I'd met her once, actually. 6 months ago at the practice's anniversary party. She'd worn a tight black dress and laughed too loud at Tyler's jokes. I remembered thinking she was trying too hard to be charming. Tyler had introduced us. Babe, this is Betrayal. She's been amazing helping us get better pricing on supplies. Betrayal had shaken my hand with perfectly manicured nails. Tyler talks about you all the time. And your daughter, Maya, right? She sounds adorable. I'd smiled. Thank you. Tyler's told me how helpful you've been with the practice. That conversation played differently in my memory now. I found her Instagram. The handle was @BetrayalBeauty. Perfectly filtered photos. Beach vacations in Cancun. Designer bags, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada quotes about living your best life and choosing happiness and never settling for less than you deserve. In 3 photos from the past month, I could see Tyler's BMW in the background, parked outside a coffee shop, visible in a reflection at a restaurant, in the corner of a sunset photo at some overlook I didn't recognize. In one photo from 2 weeks ago, she was wearing a delicate gold bracelet with a small diamond. The caption read, "Sometimes the best gifts come from unexpected places. Gemstone sparkles." I'd never seen Tyler buy me jewelry. Not for Christmas. Not for our anniversary. Not for my birthday. He'd always said jewelry was a waste of money and just shiny rocks. Apparently that rule didn't apply to Betrayal. My chest felt tight, but my mind stayed clear. I worked in medical billing. I understood how healthcare systems tracked everything for legal reasons, for insurance reasons, for protection. Every interaction. Every conversation. Every decision. Dental offices were the same. And I knew something most people didn't. Something Tyler had forgotten about completely. Something that was about to save me. Tyler's practice, like most modern dental offices, had recording systems everywhere. Not just security cameras. Audio recordings. They recorded patient consultations for liability purposes. If a patient later claimed they weren't informed about a procedure, the practice could pull the audio file and prove otherwise. Every room, every consultation space, every break room where staff discussed cases. All recorded, all stored digitally. And as someone who'd worked with their practice on insurance billing issues, I had access to their patient portal system. Tyler had given me the admin login 2 years ago when I helped them fix a billing software problem. I wondered if those credentials still worked. They did. I spent 3 nights going through files. Tyler worked late those nights, or at least that's what he told me. Inventory night, he said. Gotta count supplies and check equipment. I didn't question it. I just nodded and said I'd see him when he got home. While he was gone, I sat in our home office with my headphones on, door locked, going through the practice's audio archives. I didn't search randomly. I was methodical. I looked for any audio files flagged as break room or staff area during lunch hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The system cataloged everything by date, time, and location. I found the first recording on my second night of searching. The date was April 15th, a Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. lunch break. Tyler's voice came through my headphones, casual and relaxed. She's put on like 20 pounds since the miscarriage. I can barely look at her anymore. My hand froze on the mouse. The miscarriage. 3 years ago. I'd been 12 weeks pregnant when I started bleeding at work. Tyler had been too busy to take me to the hospital, so my coworker drove me. By the time Tyler arrived, it was over. We'd lost the baby. I'd gained weight afterward. Depression weight. Grief weight. The kind that creeps on when you stop caring about yourself, because caring about anything feels impossible. Tyler had never said anything about it to my face. He'd just stopped touching me as much. Stopped looking at me the way he used to. I thought it was the grief. I thought we were both processing loss differently. I didn't know he was disgusted by me. Brielle's laugh came through the speakers. Well, you won't have to deal with that much longer, right?
Soon.
I just need to time it right. My lawyer says if I can prove she's unstable, I can get primary custody of Maya. Then the child support is minimal. How are you going to prove that?
Easy.
Document everything. If she gets emotional, I record it. If she raises her voice, I make note of the date and time. Build a pattern of erratic behavior. My lawyer says judges eat that up. My hand started shaking so hard I had to put down my coffee cup. He'd been planning this. Not for weeks. For months. Maybe longer. Every argument where he'd stayed calm while I cried, he'd been documenting my instability. Every time I got frustrated or overwhelmed, evidence for his case. Every moment of genuine emotion, twisted into ammunition. I sat frozen in our home office. Tyler was asleep upstairs in our bed. Maya was in her room down the hall, probably dreaming about the zoo trip I'd promised her that weekend. Our whole life was a lie. My hands shook as I saved the file to my secure cloud drive. There were 11 more recordings. I spent the rest of the night listening to all of them. The recordings got worse. In one, Tyler discussed with Marcus how they could upcode procedures to bill insurance companies for more money. These insurance companies are swimming in cash, Tyler said. Nobody checks the codes that carefully. In another, Brielle talked about leaving her boyfriend. I'm just waiting for you to make it official, she said. Then I'll dump him. Tyler responded, give me 2 more months. I need to move some money around first. Can't have Cassidy finding the accounts I've been setting up. My jaw clenched. Hidden accounts. I pulled up our tax returns. Cross-referenced them with the practice's financial statements that I had access to as Tyler's spouse. Something didn't match. The practice was reporting lower income than it should have based on patient volume and procedure codes I could see in the system. Tyler was hiding money. I spent the next month preparing. I didn't change my behavior at all. I smiled when Tyler came home. I asked about his day. I made his favorite dinners, pot roast on Sundays, chicken parmesan on Wednesdays. I kissed him goodnight. Inside, I was screaming. Every time he touched me, my skin crawled. Every time he said, I love you, I wanted to throw my ring in his face. But outside, I was calm. I documented everything. I saved every recording to 3 different cloud storage accounts. I took screenshots of every suspicious financial transaction. I created spreadsheets tracking the hotel charges, the hidden transfers, the discrepancies in the practice's reported income. I created a folder labeled Tax Documents 2024 on my personal laptop. Tyler would never look at it. Inside that folder was everything I needed to destroy him. I also called a lawyer, Patricia Moss. She specialized in high-conflict divorces. I need to understand my options, I told her at a coffee shop 30 minutes from my house. But I'm not filing yet. I need to wait for the right moment. Patricia listened to everything. Then she reviewed my evidence. She was quiet for a long minute. Finally, she looked up at me. "This is airtight," she said. "He won't have a leg to stand on." "Good," I replied, "because I'm not done collecting evidence yet." Patricia smiled. "I like you, Cassidy. Call me when you're ready to file." I left that meeting feeling something I hadn't felt in months. Hope. The moment came 3 weeks later. Tyler mentioned casually at dinner, "Oh, by the way, I got nominated for the Virginia Dental Association's Family Practice of the Year award. The ceremony is next month." Maya clapped her little hands. "Daddy's getting a trophy." Tyler grinned. "If I win, yeah, it's a big deal. All the top dentists in the state will be there." I smiled. "That's wonderful, honey. I'm so proud of you." Inside, my mind was already working. 300 people. Industry colleagues. Award ceremony. Public recognition. Tyler would never see it coming. I bought a ticket to the ceremony separately. Not as Tyler's wife, as a medical billing professional attending a healthcare industry event. I registered under my maiden name, Cassidy Warren, and used my work email address. Tyler didn't know I was coming. He assumed I'd stay home with Maya. "You'd be bored anyway," he said the morning of the event, adjusting his tie. He bought a new suit for the ceremony. $800 from Nordstrom. "It's just a bunch of dentists talking shop and eating rubber chicken." I nodded from the bed. "You're probably right. Tell me all about it when you get home." He kissed my forehead. "I'll try not to be too late." He left. I waited until his BMW pulled out of the driveway. Then I called my mother. "Can you watch Maya tonight? Something came up with work." "Of course, honey. Everything okay?" "Everything's fine," I lied. "Just a last-minute work event." After they left, I stood in my bedroom getting ready. I chose a navy dress. Simple, professional. I did my makeup carefully. I straightened my hair. I put on the pearl earrings my father had given me before he died. I looked at myself in the mirror. The woman staring back at me looked calm. Confident. Strong. Not crazy. Not unstable. Not broken. I grabbed my purse. Inside was the recording device I'd loaded with the most damning audio clips. 90 seconds that would change everything. It was time. The ceremony was at the Waterford Grand Hotel. A massive ballroom with crystal chandeliers and round tables covered in white linens. I checked in at the registration desk. The woman smiled at me. "Name? Cassidy Brooks. I'm with Regional Health Partners." She handed me a name badge and a program. "Enjoy the evening." I found a seat near the back, close enough to see the stage, far enough to stay hidden until I was ready. Tyler sat at a table near the front. Marcus was with him. And there, in a tight red dress, was Brielle. She was sitting 2 tables away, but I could see them making eye contact. Little smiles. Secret glances. My heart rate increased. But my hands stayed steady. The awards ceremony started at 7. There were speeches. There was dinner. There were 6 award categories before Tyler's. Finally, the presenter walked to the microphone. "And now, the Family Practice of the Year Award. This honor goes to a practice that exemplifies excellence in patient care, community involvement, and ethical standards." I almost laughed at that last part. This year's winner is Hartley Family Dentistry, Dr. Tyler Hartley. The room erupted in applause. Tyler stood, buttoning his suit jacket, grinning widely. He walked to the stage, shook hands, accepted the Crystal Award. He moved to the microphone. "Thank you so much. This means the world to me. I built my practice on the foundation of family values and patient trust." I stood up. I walked down the center aisle. People turned to look at me. I saw confusion on faces. I saw Marcus's, eyes go wide. I saw Brielle's face go pale. Tyler stopped mid-sentence when he saw me. Cassidy, what are you? I walked up the steps to the stage. The event coordinator tried to stop me, but I was already at the microphone. I looked at Tyler. His face had gone from confused to angry in seconds. I'm sorry to interrupt, I said calmly into the microphone. My voice carried across the silent ballroom. But I think everyone here should know what kind of family practice Dr. Hartley really runs. Tyler reached for me. You need to leave. Now. I pulled the recording device from my purse. I held it up so everyone could see. This is 6 months of audio recordings from your practice. Legally recorded, by the way. Your office's own liability system. Tyler's face drained of color. You're insane, he hissed. Security. I pressed play. Tyler's voice filled the ballroom through the sound system. These idiots will pay for anything if you scare them enough. Crown fell out? That's a $2,000 emergency. They don't know any better. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Then Marcus's voice. What about the insurance fraud investigation last year? Handled. Nobody checks coding that carefully. We've been billing for complex extractions when we're doing simple ones for months. Extra $500 per procedure. Someone gasped. I saw dental board members at a table near the front lean forward, their faces serious. But I wasn't done. The recording continued. Brielle's voice now. When are you leaving her?
Soon.
My lawyer says if I can prove Cassidy is mentally unstable, I get custody of Maya. Then child support is like $400 a month instead of $2,000. Brielle laughed. God, she's so pathetic. Does she even know you can't stand her anymore? She's too stupid to figure it out. She thinks I'm working late. She has no idea I've been moving money into offshore accounts for 8 months. The ballroom was completely silent now. I looked at Tyler. His face was red. His hands were shaking. Turn it off, he whispered. No, I said. The recording played one more clip. Tyler's voice. Once I get rid of Cassidy and marry you, we'll have everything. The practice is worth $800,000. She'll get maybe 20% if I play this right. And Maya will forget about her anyway. Kids are resilient. I stopped the recording. I looked out at 300 faces. Some looked horrified. Some looked disgusted. I saw Brielle stand up and rush toward the exit. Tyler grabbed my arm. You had no right. I pulled away calmly. Actually, I had every right. Those recordings are from your office's legal liability system. I accessed them through the admin portal you gave me. Everything I did was above board. A man in a suit approached the stage. Dr. Hartley, I'm with the Virginia Dental Board. We're going to need to speak with you immediately. Another man joined him. I'm with the Insurance Fraud Division. We'll need copies of those recordings. Tyler looked like he might throw up. I stepped away from the microphone. I walked down the stage steps. Every eye in the room followed me. As I passed Brielle's empty seat, I saw her purse still on the chair. Her phone was on the table, unlocked. I kept walking. I had won. The next 72 hours were chaos. The Virginia Dental Board launched a formal investigation into Hartley family dentistry. By Friday, Tyler's practice was under suspension pending review. The Insurance Fraud Division opened their own investigation. They found exactly what I'd documented: systematic upcoding, false billing, and fraudulent claims totaling over $100,000. Tyler called me 47 times. I didn't answer. On Saturday, Patricia filed the divorce papers. Asked for full custody, the house, 70% of marital assets, and alimony. The prenup Tyler had insisted on 5 years ago, the one meant to protect his future practice income, had a clause about infidelity and fraud. If proven, the cheating spouse forfeited their protection. Tyler's lawyer called Patricia. This is insane. You're destroying him. Patricia's response was calm. Your client destroyed himself. We're just documenting it. On Sunday, something happened I didn't plan. Brielle posted on TikTok. My friend Sarah sent me the link at 9 a.m. Oh my God, Cass. You need to see this. The video showed Brielle sitting on a gray couch in what looked like a modern apartment. She was wearing sweatpants and a hoodie, no makeup, hair in a messy bun. Her eyes were red and swollen from crying. "I need to tell the truth about Tyler Hartley," she said to the camera, her voice shaking. "Tyler told me he was separated from his wife. He said she was mentally unstable and abusive. He said they were just waiting for the divorce to finalize." She wiped her eyes. It was all lies. Every single
thing.
His wife wasn't abusive. She didn't even know about me until that award ceremony. And he wasn't leaving her. He was planning to take everything from her. She took a shaky breath. But here's the worst part. I found out 3 days ago that Tyler was cheating on me too, with Amanda, his dental hygienist. They'd been seeing each other for 2 months. There are text messages, photos, everything. Brielle looked directly at the camera. He was using both of us. And now I found out about the insurance fraud, and I'm probably going to lose my job because my company has ethics policies about sales reps dating clients. She wiped her face. To Tyler's wife, "Cassidy, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve any of this. And to anyone who thinks it's fun to be the other woman, trust me, it's not. You're just another person he's lying to." The video ended. The view count was already at 2.1 million. By Monday morning, the video had 4.2 million views. Tyler's name was trending. The comments were brutal. "This is what you get for dating a married man. I hope his practice gets shut down forever." That poor wife handled it with so much class. Someone had screen recorded the awards ceremony footage. It was everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit threads with thousands of upvotes. My phone buzzed constantly with messages from friends. "Did you see this? Are you okay? I can't believe he did this to you." I watched the video one more time. I felt nothing. No satisfaction. No anger.
Just peace.
Brielle had told the truth. And in doing so, she'd made sure everyone knew that I wasn't crazy. I wasn't unstable. I wasn't the villain Tyler had tried to make me. I was just a woman who'd refused to be destroyed quietly. Marcus called me on Monday. "Cassidy, I had no idea about the insurance fraud. I swear. I signed documents Tyler put in front of me, but I didn't know he was coding things incorrectly." I believed him. Marcus had always been the quieter partner. "The board is dissolving the partnership," Marcus continued. "The practice is closing. Tyler's license is suspended. I'm going to lose everything too." "I'm sorry, Marcus," I said quietly. "But I had to protect Maya and myself." "I know," he said. "I would have done the same thing. For what it's worth, what Tyler said about you on those recordings. That was disgusting. You didn't deserve any of that." I thanked him and hung up. Tyler's world was crumbling, and I had barely lifted a finger. The divorce moved quickly. Tyler tried to fight for custody. His lawyer argued I'd humiliated him publicly and was vindictive. Patricia played the recordings in court. Every single one. The judge listened without expression. Then she looked at Tyler. "Dr. Hartley, you plan to lie about your wife's mental health to gain custody. You committed insurance fraud. You had an extramarital affair while telling your daughter's mother she was worthless. And you hid marital assets." Tyler started to speak. "Your Honor, I'm not finished," the judge interrupted. "Mrs. Brooks will have full physical custody. You'll have supervised visitation every other Sunday. You'll pay $2,200 per month in child support and $1,500 in alimony until she remarries or 3 years pass, whichever comes first." Tyler's face turned red. "That's not fair. I can't even work right now." "You should have thought about that before committing fraud," the judge replied. "We're done here. I got the house. I got 70% of our savings. I got Tyler's half of the vacation fund we'd been building." Tyler moved in with his parents. At age 31, Dr. Tyler Hartley was living in his childhood bedroom, unemployed, under investigation, and alone. Brielle had moved to North Carolina. Amanda, the hygienist, quit and disappeared from social media. Maya asked about Daddy one night at dinner. "Is Daddy coming home?" I knelt down to her level. "No, sweetie. Daddy and I are going to live in different houses now. But he still loves you. Did Daddy do something bad? She asked. Kids always know more than you think. Daddy made some mistakes, I said carefully. And sometimes when grown-ups make mistakes, things change. But you didn't do anything wrong. This isn't your fault. She hugged me. I love you, Mommy. I love you too, baby. 6 months after the award ceremony, my life looked completely different. I got promoted to senior billing auditor at Regional Health Partners. My boss, Catherine, said I had an eye for detail that's unmatched and gave me a $15,000 raise to lead the new audit division. I'd saved the company over $200,000 in fraudulent billing catches. I lost 40 pounds. Not for Tyler. Not for anyone else.
For me.
I started going to the gym at 5 a.m. before Maya woke up. I meal prepped on Sundays. My body felt strong again, not just physically, but mentally. I started a TikTok account called Medical Billing Truth. My first video explained how to read a medical bill. It got 10,000 views overnight. I kept posting how to spot upcoding, how to negotiate bills, how to identify insurance fraud. It blew up. 300,000 followers in 4 months. People sent me their medical bills. I'd review them on live streams and find errors. I helped a single mom in Ohio get a $45,000 hospital bill reduced to $3,000. I exposed a clinic in Florida charging for services never rendered. They got shut down within weeks. I felt like I was making a real difference in people's lives. Maya was thriving. She was in kindergarten now, making friends, drawing pictures of our house with a big sun in the corner and flowers in the garden. We're learning about families today, she said one afternoon, showing me her drawing of just the two of us holding hands with a rainbow overhead. Mrs. Henderson says families come in all shapes. All of them are good as long as there's love. Tyler saw her twice a month. Supervised visits at the Loudoun County Family Center. Maya was polite to him, but distant. She never asked to stay longer. One night, Maya asked me, Mommy, why doesn't Daddy live with us anymore? I knelt down to her level. Daddy made some choices that weren't good for our family. Sometimes grown-ups make mistakes, and when they do, things have to change so everyone can be safe and happy. Did Daddy hurt you? Daddy hurt my feelings, I said honestly. But I'm okay now, and you and I are going to be just fine. She hugged me. I'm glad we're together, Mommy. Me too, baby. Me too. I ran into Tyler once at Target. He was in the checkout line ahead of me. He looked older, tired. His clothes were wrinkled. He saw me. His face hardened. Are you happy now? He asked quietly. You destroyed me. I looked at him calmly.
No, Tyler.
You destroyed yourself. I just refused to go down with you. I lost everything, he said. You lost everything you stole, I corrected. Your practice built on fraud. Your reputation built on lies. Your relationship built on betrayal. You didn't lose anything real.
He stared at me.
I loved you once. Maybe, I said. But that ended long before I found out about Betrayal. It ended when you decided I was worthless. When you called me pathetic. When you planned to take my daughter from me. He looked away. I hope you find happiness, I said. And I meant it. Not for his sake. For Maya's. I walked away. He didn't follow. People ask me if I've forgiven Tyler.
I pause when they ask that.
Forgiveness implies I'm still carrying anger. I'm not. I've released it. Not for Tyler. For me. What Tyler did taught me something important. I'm stronger than I ever knew. I don't need someone else to define my worth. And I won't accept less than I deserve ever again. Maya and I are building a good life. We have movie nights. We bake cookies. We go to the park. We laugh. Last week, Maya drew a picture of our family. It was just her and me, standing in front of our house, holding hands with a rainbow overhead. Is this us? I asked. Yes, she said simply. We're happy now. And she was right. Tyler wanted to erase me, to replace me, to write me out of his story. Instead, he freed me to write my own. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Sometimes betrayal is just clarity in disguise. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's simply choosing yourself. And when you do, you'll discover what I discovered. The life waiting on the other side of betrayal is the one you were meant to live all along. If you've been betrayed, know this: you're stronger than you think. You deserve better than lies. And you have every right to protect yourself and your children. Your story doesn't end with someone else's betrayal. It begins there.